This person's making wines too. Alright, welcome to winemaking. I'm gonna try to not mess this up. Because that would be a little bit annoying. Since it's being added to Iron Man guides, it's not efficient, so it's just gonna be added to the general training guides, I think. Yeah, but the run energy pots are not trivial, actually. You know, like, you need stams or super energies. So, it's kind of rough. So we're going to be making Zamorak grapes on Jug of Water. And the idea is... Thanks, Gandalf. Well, you know, if you want to get a half XP, that's fine. You can just chill out. If I boost from 93 to 98 with a Chef's Delight, I won't fail any. I can't confirm that this works, but that is the plan. So... we're gonna get started. Zamorak's unfermented wine. I think it's when they ferment. I don't think there's confirmation of it, but that's what it seems like. I don't think a lot of people make this, and a lot of other people have the level for wines. Because you stop making bad wines at like 68, which is relatively early if you're making wines at all. But I think the rolls for fermentation are done during fermentation, not when you make the wine. So I would have to think that the cooking level is checked there, and I would have to think that it's boostable. And I'm doing this with a 720p client instead of a minimum size client, which means I'm a little more likely to mess up my clicks. Also, like, the fermentation thing, the way that it rolls is pretty uneven if you make a large batch. So there's just like a % chance that like 100 will, yeah, it's really weird. I read this. So if I make like 1500, there's a decent chance that 100 of them will just go bad. Even though that's not... Actually, I think at my current cooking level, I'd expect like 80 of them to go bad. That's probably not too far off, but trying to avoid that. But I want these earlier rather than later, so I'm willing to take the risk of messing it up or it not working out the way that I think it does. And if it doesn't work out, I could always just telegrab a few wines to compensate for the ones that, you know, it's like a punishment. Does it get affected by cooking cape? I don't know. Because you'd have to get cooking cape and then lower your stats. Alright, I have less than 16,000 Zamorak grapes in the bank now. Also, if Chef's Delight actually works, I can actually use the other grapes in advance for the cooking XP. Because, like, the 16,000 grapes is actually a pretty big buff on the way to 99. Like, if you go this route. I'm gonna have so many fish that I, eventually, from, like, Temperos and Karambons and stuff, that I'll certainly get the level, but... this could just get me the level faster, basically. Oh, also, 93 happens to be the level at which you stop burning anglerfish with cooking gauntlets on the host city is 5% range. So I have some raw anglerfish in the bank, and now there's a 0% chance burn rate. It's not like... I mean, it's trade-offs because I cooked blondes, but blondes are way easier to get, so... And blondes burn, like, all the way to 99, I think. But I haven't been burning a lot. And... just AFK for half an hour while doing something else at my computer, and I can make up for it, so it's whatever. I want bulk blondes, but they are one of the easiest things to obtain in fish, because the spot doesn't move. Anglerfish, the spot moves, and it's just incredibly slow, so it's not as efficient if I AFK it. And then infernal eels are their own thing. The spot moves, but you never have to bank, so it's more like... honestly, it's something I could do while playing other video games. If I burn out of RuneScape after leagues for a bit, then I might go fish infernal eels while playing Street Fighter or Grand Blue vs. Rising or something. Demarex grapes honestly aren't like efficient at all. It's better than the Asgardian Chaos Temple. Which really just speaks to how slow the Asgardian Chaos Temple is for wines. But this is like... It's probably half the speed of the Wildy Temple, and supposedly you can like box yourself with an ult or something. I don't fully understand how to do it properly. But one, I really hate that place. And two, like, the main benefit of the wines is just like... It's farming XP from Tithe Farm as well as the grapes themselves, and it's cooking XP. And even accounting for all of the time... Because, like, you can get points equivalent to, like, 600 grapes an hour from Tithe. But you gotta, like, cut that in half to actually plant and harvest everything and then process it. But... I got a lot of farming XP from Tithe. Got the 99 pretty quickly because I wanted these grapes after the buff. And then... Now I have cooking XP banked. Plus I just have like all of these to-be-made wines banked without having to frickin' stare at a telegraph spot for however many hours it would take to get this many wines. I think that's the part that just like really sucks about the Wildy one if you want to do this sort of bulk. But this feels very like specific Iron Man-y. Like, basically, they added a relatively chill way to get wines. Because the Wildy method is not chill. You'd think it's chill, but telegraphing that spot over and over and, like, waiting for it to respawn, it's actually really unfun. A little bit of a misclick there. Now, if you hate farming, that's a different story. But if you hate Iron Man, well, wines Zamorak are really cheap on the GE, so... You want to train Herblore that way. Or you can buy ranging potions, because I think the cost is actually pinned by dwarf weeds now. So there's not much you can do about it cost-wise. Alright, we are a third of the way to 1500. Well, I don't think the music changes to area unless I actually move to a different area. I guess we're just listening to Island Life, but there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, in other news, for the DPS calculator spreadsheet that like, we typically use, they added the Warp Scepter recently for all the Iron Men out there. It's like a convenience thing, not having to put in the Trident and then like lowering the max hit manually. And I read the nerfs to the Bladed Moon, the new offhand that they're proposing for Varlamore. I'm actually pretty happy with the change. It does make it worse, but it makes it better for where it's actually intended, which is not necessarily the Fang. So, for all the... It'll be nice for, like, the decent warriors out there. And the Whip Warriors and the Blade Warriors when you need the accuracy over the strength bonus. Especially compared to a D Defender, there's only like a 1 strength bonus difference. Though I'm guessing the Bladed Moon will be notably more difficult to obtain than a D Defender. Compared to the Avernic is a 3 strength difference and only like a 29 accuracy difference, but that's still a lot of accuracy. If you compare like Bellator to Ultor, like Ultor has +6 strength at the cost of 20 accuracy. So this is even closer, but this similarly it only works for Slash. So like +29 for 3 strength versus +20 for 6 strength. So I think the Bladed Moon will actually be pretty decent. When you really want to focus on Slash accuracy, which sometimes you do, when you're using like a Blade of Saildor or something, you know, for all the places that the Blade of Saildor is good. Like Tob, I guess. It will actually be good at Tob if you don't have a Scythe. Because I think the Fang is actually really similar to the Saildor except at Photoseg. Oh, sorry. The blade is similar to Saildor at Verzik. Or the blade is similar to Fang. Because of the Fang slash accuracy and the 15/16 thing. We are about halfway. So, Bladed Moon, for people that don't have Scythe at Tob, it will actually be pretty good. Mostly for Verzik. But I think in every other room... I mean, I guess you'd use it at Sotoseg if you don't have a Fang. I haven't run the calcs. Will I even go to Tob? For non-slash. Avernic is still best for Fang, right? I mean, at my stage of the account, I'm just thinking about the common drops. You know, the relatively common drops from all of the raids. The Prayer Scrolls, Fang, Lightbearer, though not Lightbearer not as much because I need the spec weapons, and Avernic. And so, like, you want to bring Avernic to TOA. Avernic's probably still good for Vard and Duke. I don't know if, like, Blade of Saildor is gonna surpass Fang with the Bladed Moon. Because I'm not... Because, like, I think the bosses just have too much defense. It just means that the Fang won't be completely busted. Because that was what was gonna happen without the change. I'm just like, the Fang was gonna be better on Flash with the change. Still loses the Fang, yeah. Those bosses just have too high of defense. Like, it just is what it is. But if you don't have an Avernic, the Bladed Moon is pretty much better for Flash weapons. One thing I will say though is Arclight is a slash weapon. So you can bring Bladed Moon for Arclight for the second phase of Duke and for like on-task demonics. However, on-task for Arclight, that 3 strength bonus might also matter, so you have to run the calcs. I think it's actually notably better, but the problem is it has limited use cases. It's like Verzik, Soda's Egg if you don't have a Fang. Basically, it's useful if you don't have a Fang. But if you do have a Fang, then it's like Verzik, actually, Fang might be better at Grotesque Guardians. Despite only having 100 defense, Fang might actually be better at GG's. Yeah, so, you know, basically Verzik P2 and P3. Well, really just P2, actually. I mean, you get both, right? If you're gonna get a Saildor, you always get both up first, unless you like have a T-bow. At which point, it's still probably better to get the Bofa. I mean, I kind of want to go for a Saildor, but I don't want to do like a Saildor grind right before leaks, because that's bad. I can throw like throw in some CGs here and there, but I'm not gonna actually grind for it. I need to be relatively fresh for League start, because I'm going to be playing, like, a lot on the first couple days. I mean, it's still decent with Whip. It's just that if you have a Fang, Fang beats Whip in a lot of places. So you need the Saildor to get that 1% buff over the Fang. But because you can use the Bladed Moon, if you don't need that plus 3 strength really badly over the Avernic, and you need the plus 29 Flash. Kind of like the, you know, Bellator versus Zoltor, but a little bit more so. It's not bad, it's just that, like... Okay, the D2 bosses have too much defense. I have to run calcs for GGs, but I mean, it's frickin' GGs, who cares? Where else do you use Slash? If you don't have a DHL, Bladed Moon might be okay against Olm, but if you are running in a team, you just Dragon Warhammer, so it doesn't really have defense. At which point, Avernic might be about as good if it gets you a mech hit. Useless in TOA. Because you can't equip it for BGS. Useless at Nex, you need a Fang. And you need, it's not Flash. You just main it, Alfonso. That's just for people that don't have a DHL. So they're just bringing, like, Whip to the raid or something, like me. It's a mid-game item after all. So you could use it at Sire. But you could use Fang. Okay, Alfonso, bring a blade. Blade has a stab option. Or bring a switch for Vasa. It is useful at Corporeal Beast when spec draining, because it increases the accuracy of your Arclight specs. And the defense is not drained to 0 when you start Arclighting, because all you do is like land a couple hammers and then you Arclight. So it is a worthwhile switch for solo corp when Arclight draining. That's a little bit specific, but I'm just saying. It's useful for Arclight Demonics. Assuming, again, assuming that max hit isn't too big of a deal. It's like, I think at some point you become accurate enough against demonics. I mean, I like the Bladed Moon. I don't think it's particularly useful, but it's good enough to be worth going for. If you kind of just want it. And like, maybe you're a mid-game player and you don't want to go to Tob. You're not in like a Tobbers clan or something. It gives you a very good option to use with your whip for just general stuff. It's like an alternative D-Defender, but it's situationally better. It's just there aren't a ton of those situations. But if you don't have high-end gear, like, it is actually worth bringing to Tob, I think. Just for Verzik. Because Fang isn't particularly good there. A long 25-second stretch. I don't know about that, Aragno. You wanna go into Hunlef and do a long 25-second stretch? Yeah, I mean, you mentioned allergies, so like you're kind of out of commission for a bit for actually doing CG, but like I got my armor seeds while doing the shard grind. It was expected that I would get them with how early I got my initial armor seeds and the enhanced, and how many shards I needed because I hadn't done a lot of Zulk. I think I finished a little earlier, but like I was basically expecting to go to 300. You all spam hydrate? I mean, I have 2 hands. Is that like 100 KC more than you had? Or 100 KC for the 2 armor seeds and then some... Well, you don't even need that many shards anymore. The extra shards won't hurt you at all, so it's not a bad thing. Especially with Prifdinous stars not really being the same. I mean, after I went dry for the 5th one. So I went 2x dry for the 5th one, but I was still a little bit ahead overall. And then 4KC later, I got the 6th one. I was like, okay. And so then my final CG stream was just me finishing the shard for Corruption. Hi, Tara. Hi, Glummer Buddy. I do want to go back to CG for Blade. I actually do. I just don't want to do it until next year. Yeah, after Seed 5, you can really just do CG a couple at a time whenever you feel like it. I needed the shards and happened to get Seed 6, like, right away. So I was like, okay, I'm done. Except for shards. Then I just went back to CG. I want to get Rigor before I go back to... If I'm gonna just, like... If I'm gonna grind out Blade, I don't want to be, like, struggle busting it. Just, like, going into my 5-1 grind every day. Also, actually being able to get ranged XP in CG would be just, like, a... It doesn't really matter, because I don't... Range will just hit 99. From Bofa usage. But I don't know, do I need that much more Mage XP from a staff? Mage will hit 99 from like making planks and stuff. Oh, the music changed. Huh. Interesting. I just noticed. I'm very used to just hearing this in the background, so... Huge gains playing the game the way that it's intended. Yeah, going the Stardust route for gems for crafting is like... I don't know, it's like... It's a meta, because it's very low attention compared to frickin' like the glass process. And you get mining XP. So I think it's like a very reasonable thing to do from an efficiency standpoint, given how easy it is to mine stars. Which means, like, you can do other things or watch YouTube or whatever. I'm just hoarding my Stardust, but I already did a lot of glass. Price is already paid. Yeah, you also need the magic level before glass actually becomes good at all. I got a couple of blue d'hide steps here and there. Yo, 1400. We're gonna go to around 1500. And then just hope for the best. I think just like for me, I just knew I would need crafting anyways. But it just like takes time to get to the point where glass is good. And, you know, going the glass route, so it's like I need to get the magic level for super glass make. And I would like wizard mind bomb for it. Because I wanted the crafting levels earlier to get like a glory. And then I think I got a Zenite at that point. I was like, okay, I really need to just make a Fury. Because now I can make a Fury and a Suffering. So then I went and mined. I just mined 25,000 sandstone. It was a little more than I needed, but it's like the cap of the thing. And then I had to make money, and I didn't have access to Gauntlet at the time. Or I did, but I was gonna die if I tried, and I was still hardcore. One or the other. So then I had to like make money at Foundry. All the fun stuff. We're getting close. Oh, I'm gonna run out of water jugs because I only made like 1,500. Hope this works. $15.05. 301,000 XP. I think they all made. 1505 Wines of Zamorak. Let's go. Now, I could have just gotten lucky, so this isn't a complete confirmation, but I would bet that it worked. The boost to 98. And, yeah, only 14,635 grapes left in the bank. How many did we start with again? 16,140? And we got like 300,000 cooking XP, so that's like, I don't know, 40% of a level. A lot of grapes to go, but this is what I wanted for today. Because that means I can basically use all of my dwarf wheats. And so like, getting dwarf wheat is now actually a good drop because I have a reasonable way to make a lot of wines and that I have them banked. Might as well make the Metaphyte remedies right now, but... So this will be huge because 1,400 dwarf reeds will probably be like 250k XP, if not a bit more. And that'll almost get me the level, and I have like 900 Irits? 264. I have almost 1,000 Irits, plus I could harvest the ones that are currently planted. So that's like another 1,000 or 100,000 XP. So basically, I have comfortably banked 89 Herblore. Which means I can bring a Greenman's Ale into Cox when no overload is going to drop for me. And then after that, I need to work on 90 so that I can make anti-V pluses with the Botanical Pie. Since it's a 94 requirement. And then Zulrah will suck a lot less. Because, oh my god, does it suck. The amount of extra damage taken from poison is... it's pretty bad. So, like, I can even just go to Zulrah right now. And, like, burn all my money at Zulrah is my favorite thing to do. So yeah, 89 herb banked. I don't really have the herb seeds to get to 90. But I can't, after 89, I can Greenman's Ale for super combat. And I probably have enough Torstals, given that I want to save some for anti-V+, to get like 100,000 XP from that. You know, I've got some super anti-virus to make. I still have Belladonnas that I can plant for a bit of XP, but like it'll be a little bit of a push to get to 90. But I'm real like 90 is like the Zulrah sucks a lot less cutoff, so I really want to try to get there at some point before I go back, regardless of rigor. I already like made a whole bunch of other stuff, like 1,000 super anti-poisons. I need more Harrowlanders for restores because I want 1,000, but like whatever. Stams aren't that much XP, but I could make some more stams if I wanted to. I don't have enough ancient brews. Bought 1,000 anti-poison. It's all messed up because I was making other pots at some point. But yeah, that also means that the ranging potion stack will grow to like 1,000, which will match kind of like the combat potion stacks a bit better. Yeah. So I'm super happy about that wine dump. These Chef's Delight were... I brewed Chef's Delight actually to boost for a diary, so I just kept the ones left over in case I needed them for anything. Yeah, you missed the XP drop. It was like 300 and 1,000. It's 1505 Wines of Zamorak. Holy crap, I had over 100k water vials not too long ago. I've used a lot of them. Pretty happy about that one. Do I want to do anything else? Did I just call it here? Now it's a short stream, but like... it's like League's waiting room. I don't know if I really want to PVM today. I could go back to Squirks. I've been trying to do content in the areas I don't plan to go to. Yeah, Squirks to 91 would be huge, because then I'm basically... then thieving becomes like all unlocks done. So then it just becomes like whatever I want to do for thieving, because I don't need to get 99 anytime soon. So I could do like PP for a third Scepter, I could do Elves for Teleport Seeds, or I could do Vires for Blood Shards. And then, like, I could also run PP for Pet if I wanted to. So, like, I could just do whatever I want. Because then I've just, like, at that point, I'm, like, doing content until 99. And then after 99, it's just content still. There's nothing really more to gain. So that would be huge. Just squirk for, like, 3 hours or something. I need to AFK fletching, fishing. I cooked all my wands. And then I need to, like, actually make the herblore potion so I can bank stand too. But I don't need to bank stand on stream. We just made wines. And I could always run Artie course if I really wanted to get that agility up for eventual sepulcher. Or I could mine for amethyst. So anyway. That's gonna be it for today, I think. Thanks for joining me on this, well, Mod Kieran tweeted to let the squirk flow. Direct middle of the room Hunleth again. It is different, Ragdoll. You have to get used to it and, like, run certain ways. But yeah, thanks for joining me. We got 5 thieving levels today. It's still 1.658 mil XP per hour, even though I just spent most of the time making wines. 2.1 million XP from the squirk turn-in. And we got enough wines to use up all of our dwarf weed. So that's the progress. Have a great week, or rest of the week. See you next time. You got an armor seed to get? Good luck, Ragnar.